cousin who was moving to Portland, Oregon from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We have a pretty large family in Coeur d'Alene, all very close-knit.
So it was a family party?
Yes, that's correct.
Had you ever heard Mr. Davenport play before?
No, ma'am.
How did you find him?
I was at a coffee shop. I found a flyer that said, Cameron Bamron, original music and DJ services. It showed a picture of a guy with a ukulele on the front.
Okay, so that's how you found him.
That's correct.
Good. And you hired him to play at a party. You paid him in advance, $500?
Yes, ma'am.
And he came to the party. He played for a couple of minutes. He was told to leave.
That's correct.
Because you didn't like his music, and you want your money back.
That's correct.
Mr. Davenport says he came, he played his music, he was totally prepared to comply with the terms of your contract. You told him to leave, he's not giving you any money back. Okay, so on what date did you see his flyer, and on what date did you call him?
July 10th is the date that I was preparing all of the arrangements for the party.
What day was the party?
The 13th of July.
So you only had 3 days to get somebody.
That's correct.
So you called Mr. Davenport from the flyer. And what did you say to him, and what did he say to you?
I asked if he would be available to do a 5-hour set on the 13th. The party started around 7 p.m. He said that he was available. I asked what type of original music he played. He said experimental. In my experience, experimental doesn't generally mean offensive or explicit.
Don't tell me what your experience is, Matt.
Yes,
I'm asking you what you said to him and what he said to you.
He asked me if any children would be present, and I said no, older people, adults.
Okay.
And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. I told him where to show up and when. I was in a huge hurry, so I just kind of pushed forward with it.
So he came, and?
On the day of the party, he arrived, had his sound equipment set up. Everything seemed to be going well. That was the first time I'd actually spoken with him in person. He seemed like a, nice guy. Got up on stage, and it was the first song that he sang that really set everyone off. I'm a pretty conservative family. It was a large party. I had a lot of grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles,
So it was more experimental than you were used to.
The first lyric of the first song was what really said.
I'm not
It
gay.
was not what you expected.
I'm not gay.
What did you do?
It must be that.
I immediately, after about halfway through the first song, I was bombarded with my family members coming up angrily. My friends, family. So I retreated to the back of the theater. I informed one of my cousins that he needed to ask.
Go, Cameron Bamron.
Oh, well, and that's what they did. They asked him to leave. That's right. So why do you think you're entitled to any money back?
Because he misrepresented himself
No,
on
he
the
didn't
telephone
at all.
to me.
No, he did not at all.
Never at any time did he mention that his lyrics were explicit or offensive in any manner.
Did you ask? You said, what kind of music do you play? According to you, I listened very carefully, you say original music, experimental. According to you, you said, in my opinion, experimental meant, I said, I'm not interested in your opinion. What you do when you hire somebody is you enter into a contract. And especially if the end of one song and you tell somebody to go tell him to leave, instead of saying to him, listen, this is not the kind of music that we want played here. Could you please play something else? And give him the option, just a second, give him the option of saying to you, this is the only kind of music I have. This is the only kind of music I do. But according to you, I listened very carefully. You said you told one of your cousins to go out and tell him to leave, which he did. You don't get your money back.
Well, he successfully, in under 5 minutes, offended pretty much.
Should have planned better. What is offensive to some people is not offensive to others. I think that he was very honest
Getting
with
for
you
our
when you
Christmas
called
do.
him, and he said, are there going to be any children at the party? That would have been a clue to a normal person. Okay, now, if I were asked, are there going to be any children at the party? I would say, there aren't going to be children, but there are a lot of older people who have the ears of a child, and if there's going to be any music there that's going to be offensive, we
A
don't
few
want
curse
that kind of
words
music.
every now and again is a little less offensive than the lyrics that this man used in front of these people.
Is your problem. He did not breach your contract. He showed up, he played his experimental music, which is what he told you he was going to play, and he couldn't book another gig after you fired him. So you have to be more careful.
Your Honor,
What?
I do have a copy of my lyrics to just one of my songs that I do.
I don't do experimental lyrics. If it's
There's-
not Sinatra or Feinstein, I don't do it. Got it?
Okay.
But I think that you were very honest with her. You said, I do original experimental music, and are there going to be any children there? Did you get paid, sir?
Yes.
You worked for 20 minutes?
Well, I played for about 20 minutes. You know, it takes a good half hour to set up and break everything down.
So by the hour, you made more than you ever made before. Is that right?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's right. Case is dismissed.
What is your excuse? You missed that problem.
I am a little upset. I think I learned a valuable lesson today.
I'm Cameron Bamron. I won.
Won't be hiring too many ukulele players again.
I always win. If I don't, if I lose, I will write a song.
I made some assumptions based on the information that I was provided by the flyer.
I plan on writing a song about this.
I left after 5 minutes just because I was so offended. Could
I'll
not
let her know exactly what I think about all this in my song.
I had some grandmothers crying.
Everyone was offended.
I think it's only offensive to the weak-minded.
It is. It's definitely for a different mindset. People that are open-minded.
I was kind of off at her for about a week because I thought she knew what was going on.
I got a song about burritos and tacos.
Could not believe it. Could not believe it.
All the stupid people out there
Chipotle.
probably won't look into my music.
It was a little more than I could handle, so I retreated to a little safe spot until I was sure he was gone.